Okay, so I just did my first ride on my new e-bike. I'll turn the camera around and show you. It's hiding in the bushes here. It's feeding on electricity currently. It's a Santa Cruz Skitch. I'm going to try to put a lot of information into this video and we'll see if I get it right. Let's get a little wider view here. So I put the Revelate bag in there. It fits perfectly. It's the size medium, I think. I did have to put a longer stem on this thing to make it perform right. The stem it came with was awful, I think. I got other thoughts on the bike, but I'm going to hold off on some of them because, I don't know. Well, like the bike's pretty rigid, but for touring, I think it was pretty good. And the brakes, I know it's SRAM stuff. I'm not sure if I like that, but I'll talk more about that some other time. I did put Old Man Mountain axle. I think it's a Robert Axle project, but it's sold by Old Man Mountain. I don't know. And then the rack I used, you can't really see it, but it's just a cheapy one. As a matter of fact, I don't even really know the name. It's on here somewhere. Oh, Axiom, it says on that red thing. It's Axiom's, I don't know what model. Oh, look, I got Axiom bags too. That's interesting. It's the one that's designed for 29ers. And so I used the Old Man Mountain axle, the Axiom rack, which is actually cheap and light, works great. And then the salsa thing here. And, you know, I just rode 70 miles or so over 242. And this thing was solid. You know, it was my first ride loaded, and it was my longest ride by a long shot. And I didn't have any real issues. I didn't like the shifting. Actuating the shifting with numb hands on the descent down 242 was really hard. But anyway, the bike's, you know, a 30-pound bike. I had it loaded up with about 30 pounds of gear, so it was about 60-pound bike, little under when I started today. And it did very well. See, there's things that are escaping my mind as we speak. I rode this bike from Bend to Sisters without any power. That was the first 25 miles. I didn't have any power turned on. And it rode great, really. You know, it took me like 2 hours or hour and 50 minutes to ride from my house in Southeast Bend to the park in Sisters in an hour and 50. You know, my speed was 13.5 miles an hour. Going from Bend to Sisters, including riding through Bend, you know, with traffic and everything. So it was a pretty reasonable ride. And then when I got to Sisters, I turned on the power on low at first to go on that lightly sloped lower parts of 242. And then when I got on the the steeper slopes, I went to blue, the middle power setting. And then I did end up using the high power setting a little bit too. And of course no power on the descent. And by the time I got over here, I still had like 2 out of 5 bars left. So the real question is going to be tomorrow, can I get up and over the other way? Will that 2 bars be enough to do the climb, the bigger climb the other way? I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit short, but this thing, you know, you can ride it without power. So I'm positive I'll get over. So I'll just show you where I'm camped. It's really nice people. This is a hip camp I'm at tonight. I've camped in so many places at Mackenzie Bridge, Rainbow area, that I wanted to try something different. So I found this hip camp, and I got my camp set up here. Dinner stuff, clothing, my home And yeah, it's a beautiful day. So that's how things are going today. We'll see if I get over the pass the other way tomorrow.